Hello, thank you for joining us today. We're celebrating PIND's 10th year anniversary, and to do that, Africas and I will be sharing some stories of the toils and stress that we encounter in the course of taking PIND's work to the remote communities in the Niger Delta. So Africas, let me start by asking, what would you rank as the most stressful journey that you've had to take while working in PIND?
Okay, I just like to talk about this lovely community. It's called, it's in Bayelsa State, Foropa, Southern Ijo. It's a very cool community, I actually like it, but the experience of trying to navigate how to get there was something interesting. We had access to a not too powerful boat. We spent about 4 hours on the sea, you know, passing through the lagoon, getting towards the ocean. Then we got into the middle of the river and the boat stopped working. So for like 45 minutes, the boatman and an assistant were trying to help. Within a short time, I started sweating. You know, I was panicking. But at the same time, I remember, no, I mean, my organization, PIND Foundation, we do things with passion. With passion, we drive our process. And it didn't take some time. We were able to paddle the boats to another community. We got it done. We moved on the journey again. Yeah, I think it would be nice to also know your experience. You have to tell me what was your worst condition, how did you manage, how did you cope with it, how was it?
Oh yes, I've got a story, and it's an interesting one when we had to go to Sangana and Fishtown communities. These are communities around the Atlantic. We took a boat and the weather was quite nice, you know, nice sunny weather. We took a boat from Yenagoa heading to the Atlantic, and this was going to be about 2 hours journey. When we started out, it was quite nice. The weather was nice and sunny. We're getting a very nice view. However, 30 minutes into the journey, we encountered a storm, and very unpredictable storm due to the microclimate around there. The clouds can gather in such a quick time and then it starts raining. We were unprepared for this because we had an open boat, and this wasn't exactly the rainy season. So it was really, really challenging because the rain stung my eyes because I had to keep my eyes open. And I thought that this was really, really challenging. If I experienced this, then I can imagine what the folks who live in the riverine communities experience, because this is their reality. So I also recall in terms of the living conditions in the riverine communities, there was a time we had to go to a community in Delta State. At that time, there was no electricity there. I was working in you know, our work was trying to get them access to electricity, and we had to stop over. We had to sleep the night there in a small hotel, the village hotel, and they provided the spaces and everything. Now, this village hotel had, there was no light, no lighting in the rooms, and we had to just sleep in the dark. And now this was a first for me because yes, I normally turn off the light when I want to sleep. However, in this case, I had no control on switching on the light when I want. So it was really scary, and I know at some point in the night I may have to, you know, use the men's room, which is outside the building in this case. It's in the normal kind of toilets they have in the riverine communities, and that means it's on top of water. So you have to go on, and everything empties into the river. So that was really scary because it's in the dark, and this was a major river, and this is just, you know, so I had to have that discipline. Good thing is we had a bit of preparation. We had additional torchlights and some kits to help for the night, which we had been supported by our operations team, and so I was able to utilize it. I literally, if I had to sleep for 8 hours during the night, maybe I had my eyes open for half of that time, just because of the uncertainty. But like many other times, this was the first, so it was really, really challenging. So this is a question I'm going to ask now. Africas, in the course of implementing some of our peace building projects, have you ever felt physically threatened in some of these communities or had reason to be scared for your life?
I just remember the story and never will forget. We had a training, a capacity building training, and before you knew what was happening, I got the information that we've been rounded up. I was bold enough, came out, and I found out that they were ex-militants who felt that PIND and another agency was involved in doing a capacity building training, and they were not the normal word we use in the Niger Delta carried along. And because of that, they would need to also hold us hostage, myself and my colleague. My colleague was already panicking. I didn't want to disappoint. So I started trying to use my peace building skills in negotiation, appealing, lobbying, communicating properly. And the next thing you saw, more ends of these boys were coming with bikes. Like I was dealing with about 6 persons. In a short time, I had about 15, 20 boys who were ex-militant. They all rounded us up. So the good part about that is the same guys who came with a wrong motive that same day because they thought that they could actually exploit us with money or we will appear away. They are my best friends today. They are my best friends. Some of them are just peace ambassadors, advocates of peace. Some of them started even doing what we call the TOT training for other members.
In similar fashion, I have experienced the same thing. And you know, when I take a look back and some of the communities we've been to, and I see the impact and the work we've experienced today, especially in terms of the last time I visited those communities, and I could see the excitement when the people in the community saw me coming, and they were excited and they were telling me about, you know, how much impact these things have had on their lives. Their trade and having access to electricity has supported their fishing business, and you know, and offering me different things, and even at times, you know, offering me, you know, fish to take back to the community, you know, to back to my own base.
We'd like to invite you to our 10 years anniversary of us making impact in the Niger Delta. Come and share with our joy, come and share with our stories. Be part of us.
Follow us across social media using @PIND Foundation, and be sure to visit our dedicated anniversary webpage. The link is provided here on the screen.
Share this information, please, with your friends, your family, and everyone in your circle. All your organizations you belong to, good places you go to. If you're a market person, share it. If you're a young person, you have youth organization you run, share it. If you're a religious leader, please share it after the church service.
Let's celebrate PIND's 10 years of impact in the Niger Delta.